Ever stare at your messy kitchen and just wish someone had a magic button? What if that button actually existed? Not in some dream, but in your own home, making everyday tasks disappear. American Smart stepped up, changing how we deal with the daily grind forever. From eggs that cook themselves to spaces that just work, they found simple fixes. Get ready to ditch the struggle. This is how life got easy for millions. Number 1, shopping supercenters. Before these massive stores existed, a simple shopping trip was a real chore. You'd have to go to the butcher for meat, then the bakery for bread, and a separate grocer for everything else. It was a huge hassle that could easily eat up an entire afternoon. Then came the simple but brilliant American idea: put it all under one roof. Suddenly, you could get your groceries, pick up a new shirt, and even get your car's oil changed in the same building. This turned a whole day of errands into a single efficient trip. Number 2, fast food drive-thrus. Grabbing a quick meal on the go used to be a real pain. You'd have to find a parking spot, get out of the car, go inside, and stand in line, all for a simple burger. Then came the drive-thru, a genius idea that brought the counter right to your car window. You just pull up, order into a speaker, and grab your food moments later without ever unbuckling your seatbelt. This simple change was a game changer for convenience. In fact, today, the vast majority of fast food sales happen right at that window. Number 3, credit cards. Before plastic, paying for things meant carrying around wads of cash. If you wanted to buy a new appliance, you had to bring a huge, risky pile of bills with you. And if you happened to lose your wallet, that money was just gone forever. The credit card changed all that. This simple little rectangle made shopping safer and way more convenient. It let you buy things on the spot without needing a single dollar in your pocket, completely changing how we handle money day to day. But big changes weren't just for our wallets. The next one tackled a daily problem right inside our homes. Number 4, online retail marketplaces. Not too long ago, if you needed something specific, you were at the mercy of local stores. You had to hope they had it in stock, and you definitely had to get there before they closed. Then the internet brought the store right to you. Suddenly, you could shop for anything, anytime from your living room. A global mall opened up on your computer screen. It didn't matter if it was a rare book or a special kitchen gadget. The world's inventory was just a click away. But while this changed how we get things, the next invention changed a chore we all hate. Number 5, streaming entertainment. Remember when entertainment came with homework? You had to get home on time to catch your favorite show, or drive to a video store hoping they had the movie you wanted. Then you had to remember to bring it back. The fear of late fees was real. Streaming services wiped all that away. Suddenly, a huge library of movies and TV shows was available instantly, whenever you wanted. It turned the question from "what's on TV tonight" to "what do I feel like watching right now?" But while streaming solved a problem in our living rooms, the next invention tackled a frustration we face every single morning. Number 6, food delivery apps. Remember when getting food delivered meant you had 2 choices, pizza or Chinese? You had to dig up a paper menu, call the restaurant, and read your credit card number over the phone. Food delivery apps completely blew that up. Suddenly you had hundreds of local restaurants right in your pocket. Craving tacos, sushi, or a fancy steak, you could browse menus, order, and pay with just a few taps, then watch your food travel right to your door. It turned a once limited option into an everyday convenience. And while that made staying in easier, our next invention changed how we get around. Number 7, self-service gas stations. Not too long ago, getting gas was a completely different experience. You'd pull up and an attendant would come to your window to take your order. They pumped the gas, washed your windshield, and sometimes even checked your oil. While it sounds convenient, it also meant waiting. You were on their schedule. Self-service stations put you in the driver's seat, literally. You could pay at the pump, fill your own tank, and get back on the road in just a couple of minutes. It turned a slow, full-service stop into a fast, simple errand. But while this sped up our travels, the next innovation tackled a major chore right inside our kitchens. Number 8, warehouse membership clubs. Stocking your kitchen and home with essentials like paper towels and snacks can really add up at a regular store. But warehouse clubs changed the game entirely. For a small yearly fee, you suddenly got access to a different kind of store. Instead of buying one of anything, you bought everything in bulk. Buying a giant pack of toilet paper or a huge jar of peanut butter meant the price for each one was way lower. It turned constant, expensive shopping trips into a smart, money-saving mission. Saving money was a huge win, but the next invention saved us something even more valuable: time. Number 9, ride-sharing services. Before these apps, getting a ride was a total gamble. You'd stand on a street corner, arm in the air, just hoping an empty cab would drive by. Or you'd call a car service and wait, never really knowing when they'd actually show up. Then, an app put a private driver right in your pocket. With just a tap on your phone, you could see exactly where your car was, who was driving, and how much the trip would cost. It took all the guesswork out of it. It turned a frustrating wait into a predictable, on-demand service. This made our cities easier to navigate, but the next idea brought that same convenience right to our front door. Number 10, smart home devices. For a long time, making chores easier at home meant buying a bunch of separate gadgets. You had a coffee maker with a timer or a dishwasher to run overnight. They were helpful, but you still had to manage all of them yourself. Then, our homes started listening. With smart speakers, thermostats, and lights all connected, you could suddenly control everything with your voice. Instead of flipping a dozen switches, you could just say, "Good morning," and the house would come to life. It turned managing your home from a checklist of little jobs into a simple conversation. This new level of control made our houses feel like the future. But the next idea didn't just organize our homes, it organized all of human knowledge. Number 11, one-day package delivery. Not too long ago, ordering something by mail meant waiting forever. You'd see that little phrase, "allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery," and just accept it as normal. Getting a package the very next day was pure science fiction. Then, the game completely changed. Suddenly, waiting more than a couple of days felt like an eternity. This shift didn't just speed up trucks, it totally rewired our brains for instant gratification. It turned the distant promise of mail order into a powerful reality. If you want it, you can have it on your doorstep tomorrow. This new speed conquered the physical world, but our final invention didn't move boxes. It moved ideas. Number 12, contactless payment technology. Even after credit cards, paying for stuff had a final clunky step. You'd insert the chip and just stand there, waiting for the machine to think. It was a tiny, awkward pause that broke the flow of every single checkout. Then, that whole process vanished into a simple tap. Just hold your card or phone near the terminal, and you're done in less than a second. It didn't just speed things up, it changed the entire feel of buying something. It turned a physical process into a seamless, almost invisible exchange of information.